Hey there, my fishing friends. Your favorite expert on all things angling is back with a crucial forecast, and today we're diving deep into the conditions for January 26th, 2026, right here in the good old USA. Now, if you're thinking of hitting the water, listen up, because this day is shaping up to be a real mixed bag, mostly on the challenging side. I've got some vital info on why this particular Monday will demand extra caution and smart decisions from all of us. Let's talk tactics for a few of our favorite winter warriors, but with a serious safety warning attached. For those in areas with established safe ice before the storm hits, and if you can get there safely, here's what to consider. Yellow perch, the ice fishing staple. If you find yourself on solid, safe ice, yellow perch are often eager biters in the depths of winter. They tend to congregate around deeper structure, like the edges of drop-offs, underwater humps, or even in dense weed beds that still hold oxygen. The cold water means they'll be lethargic, so presentation is key. I recommend a small ice jig tipped with a waxworm, a mousey, or a mealworm. Light line, maybe 2 or 3 pound test, is crucial for detecting those subtle bites. Keep your jig just a few inches off the bottom, or if you're seeing marks on your sonar, position it just above the school. Remember, friends, finesse is your secret weapon in this cold water. Bluegill, panfish power under the ice. Another fantastic target for ice anglers, bluegills can offer consistent action if you find them. Look for them in bays and coves, especially where old weeds or brush piles provide cover and a potential food source. They'll also be hugging the bottom or suspended slightly above it in deeper holes. Tiny teardrop jigs or small tungsten jigs in sizes 10 or 12, tipped with a single waxworm or a specialized panfish plastic, are usually irresistible. Keep your jigging motion minimal, a slow lift and fall, pausing often. Sometimes, just holding it perfectly still after a slight twitch is what triggers a strike. Walleye, the elusive winter trophy. For the truly dedicated, walleye can be caught through the ice, especially in locations like Saginaw Bay or Lake Koshkonong, if the ice is safe. Walleyes will often relate to deeper breaks, main lake points, or even mid-lake humps. They're usually most active during low-light periods, dawn, dusk, or even after dark. Jigging spoons like Swedish pimples or rattling buckshot lures, or even a dead stick with a live minnow under a bobber are classic choices. Focus on depths from 8 to 12 feet early in the season, moving to 17 to 22 feet later in midwinter. The key is to be patient and keep an eye on your electronics for those telltale arches. Now let's talk about the conditions that are really going to define fishing on January 26th, 2026. Weather alert, a winter wonderland, or nightmare? My friends, the biggest factor for this day is a major winter storm sweeping across a huge part of the United States. We're talking heavy snow, over 8 inches in some areas from Oklahoma right up through the Midwest into the Virginias. But it gets worse. South of that heavy snow band, significant ice accumulation, potentially over an inch, is expected from eastern Texas to western North Carolina, and even in northern Mississippi and northwestern Alabama. This isn't just a nuisance. We're talking catastrophic levels of ice, long-duration power outages, and extremely dangerous travel conditions. On top of that, dangerous Arctic cold is plunging south with wind chills as low as negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the northern plains and below zero even in the southern plains. For a major city in the Midwest like Chicago, we're looking at air temperatures between 23 and 28 degrees Fahrenheit with snow and an 11-mile-per-hour southwest wind. This kind of weather means rapidly falling atmospheric pressure, fierce winds and heavy precipitation, all of which typically shut down a fish's feeding activity. They'll go deep, hunker down, and conserve energy. Water temperature, Arctic chill. Across much of the Midwest and affected areas, water temperatures will be hovering around the freezing mark, averaging about 39 degrees Fahrenheit. In some coastal regions it might be slightly warmer, but generally the water will feel Baltic. This extreme cold slows down fish metabolism significantly, making them less inclined to chase active baits. Any open water will be brutally cold, and ice formation will be dynamic due to the storm. Moon phase. First quarter magic. Not so much. On January 26, 2026, we're in a first quarter moon phase, with about 54 to 57% of the moon illuminated. In typical conditions, many anglers believe that the first quarter can offer decent fishing, often seeing increased activity around moonrise and moonset. However, with the extreme weather conditions we're facing, the moon phase will likely be overshadowed by the immediate impact of the severe cold, pressure drops, and heavy precipitation. The fish will be reacting to the storm, not the lunar cycle. Overall, fish activity, a tough bite. Considering the severe weather, plummeting temperatures, and significant pressure changes, the overall fishing activity on January 26, 2026 will be practically absent or, at best, extremely weak and capricious. The combination of a massive winter storm, dangerous cold, and potentially unstable ice conditions will make for incredibly challenging and often unsafe fishing. Fish will be in survival mode, seeking the warmest, most stable water they can find, likely in deeper zones. My advice is to prioritize safety above all else. So, my friends, while the desire to wet a line is strong, this is a day for extreme caution. If you are blessed with local, safe ice and the storm hasn't directly impacted your area, you might find some very finicky fish. Otherwise, this might be a great day to tie some new rigs, organize your tackle, and dream of warmer waters. Stay safe out there, everyone. And remember, if you enjoyed this forecast, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips, and tell me in the comments below. What are your favorite cold weather fishing tactics, and what's the craziest weather you've ever fished in? Until next time, tight lines, and may your fishing dreams be filled with big ones.